Catch and fire. It's on the... He made it! Oh my...
Hello everyone and welcome inside of Platt Arena. It is just about time for tip-off between the Spring Arbor Cougars and the Huntington Foresters, and we've got a special guest, and at this point it's a tradition.
It's become a tradition.
3 years in a row. It's Preston husband Joe Yock. Joe, welcome back to FDN Sports, and man, this Forester team is playing well for you as you come into town.
Absolutely. It's great to be back. It's great to see this beautiful new facility. I haven't seen it since it's been completely finished, and what a product that the Huntington Foresters are putting out on the basketball court right now, getting hot at the right time with the big win over Grace on the road, and then now getting to be able to come back home and have the opportunity here against Spring Arbor.
This Spring Arbor team comes in playing pretty good basketball as well. They're 16-9 overall, 8-7, and they bring a unique skill set, a unique roster that maybe doesn't necessarily suit the Foresters with Roman Brouvier now sidelined.
Right.
They're a big team, and they slow it down against you.
Yeah, they're going to be a tough matchup. You know, when you go into this, you start looking at them on film throughout the week. You look at a guy like Gabe Newhoff, who's just a big body inside, and very unorthodox in his shot selections and how he makes shots, yet they still have some really good guards that, you know, Travis Grayson, Kevin Robertson, both those guys know how to get into the paint and finish. This is going to be a game that is played in the paint, a game where the Foresters, with Roman being out, the Foresters' bigs, you know, Landon and KJ, they are going to have, the key to the game is they are going to have to stay out of foul trouble. I think that we talked to Coach Corey Alford. That is an absolute key to the game, is to be physical with Newhoff, yet not get yourself in foul trouble.
And that's something that Huntington did really well at Grace, because Ian Scott, he's one of the best bigs in the league. Landon Jordan headed to halftime with one foul, and he stayed there most of the game. Caden Johnson as well.
Yep.
Got to stay down on these shot fakes, stay out of foul trouble, and you put yourself in a really good spot. The good news is, with the size of Spring Arbor, Huntington has a little bit of the advantage shooting the basketball, and since a slow start shooting the three ball, they've decided to change their shot selection a little bit. And we'll talk more about this as the game goes on. Coach Corey Alford told me this week, we started shooting 33% to start the conference year. Since then, this is a Zach Goodline stat now that he's on staff.
Yeah, Zach will give you the stats.
Absolutely,
now.
He loves them. They're up 10% over the last 2 months shooting the basketball, 43% from deep over the last 2-ish months. And that's because they're taking more standstill threes. They're driving in the lane, kicking to open shooters rather than going off the dribble.
Yeah, and I think the way that Spring Arbor plays defense, their defensive philosophy is to try to keep you from shooting those threes and bait you into shooting a lot of long twos. That's their style of defense. The only guy for Huntington that has the green light, really, Jackson Paul a little bit, but Sparks, but they'd be able to Lane Sparks to be able to shoot those long twos. If he can knock down a few of those, bring that defense packed in a little bit more, you might get some more of those open looks at the three-point range to be able to keep that percentage up.
Something else we've seen is kind of the growth of Landon Jordan. Yes, he's a senior. Yes, he's emotional. Sometimes it's up and down with Landon, but it's been really up. It's been on the climb here over the last few months. And Coach Corey Alford, he said, kind of had to kick Landon in the butt mid-year, get him going a little bit. Maybe wasn't playing as hard as he wanted to see, but that game against Grace and even the last time against Spring Arbor, he's playing arguably the best basketball of his career, and he's extremely motivated doing it.
Yeah, and let's be real here. I mean, let's call this thing for what it is. If Landon Jordan can play his best basketball at the end of the season here as you go into the conference tournament and go into the national tournament, if he starts playing this stretch of ball all the way through the end of the season, this Forester team becomes a different team. This is a Forester team that is a wrecking crew with the Sparks' ability to score, Gizzy's ability to defend on the perimeter. If Landon gets hot at this time of season and gets fully bought in, this is a basketball team on a national level. Not just on, obviously the Crossroads, one of the best conference, the best conference in NAIA, but on a national level, the Foresters become a force to be reckoned with.
And they're starting to get some of that attention nationally. They're 14th in the rankings right now. They are getting closer and closer to probably locking in hosting national tournament games. Their RPI after that Grace game is going to be in the top 5.
Yeah.
And their resume is perfect. Speaking of resumes, since not everyone knows you, Joe, I think it's a good time to tell us a little bit about yourself. Obviously, you have some experience in broadcasting. You're Coach Jared Yock's father, but tell us more and tell the viewers more about yourself.
Yeah, just you know, Jared, my son's on the staff here as the associate head coach, and I'm a football / basketball guy, more so on the football side. Played football at University of North Carolina. Spent 5 years playing pro football in the Canadian Football League, and then I've been blessed to have the opportunity to be on the broadcast for ESPN for Liberty University, and then sit also for University of North Carolina with Jones Angel for the Tar Heels football radio broadcast. So it's been a fun time to bring Huntington into the mix, and obviously the vested relationship we have here with them, and always excited to sit in this seat with you, Preston. You do such a fantastic job calling so many games and so many different sports for Huntington, and what a great representative of the university that you are.
Well, we appreciate you joining us. We always have a good time. I am a little upset we don't have the Salsa Grill advertisement as much as we
love the
used.
salsa.
I mean, that first game we did with Bethel and then IWU last year, now Spring Arbor. I mean, we bought that in. We put it into our broadcast. Unfortunately,
but look on the video board right now. They just showed the Pizza Hut. We went to the Pizza Hut last night. I mean, we went to the Pizza Hut, and it's the salad bar that gets me.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a good place to go.
We don't back in Virginia where I live now. We don't have those sit-down Pizza Huts.
Yeah, they're rare now.
I mean, the sit-down Pizza Hut's where it's at. So it's always great. We love Fort Wayne and the Huntington area, and once again, the facilities that you put on around here, the practice gym, the coaches' offices, this gym, the big screen. I mean, they're trying to get things done on a national level here at Huntington University.
And you guys are in for a good treat because we've got 2 really good NAIA basketball teams today. I continue to toot that horn. This is some of the best basketball you'll watch. It's maybe not a Duke, North Carolina game, but NAIA basketball, especially in the Crossroads League, some of the top notch you'll see, and that's a testament to that Grace and Huntington game we just watched. One of the better basketball games you'll ever watch, and who knows what we have in store. The last time Spring Arbor came to Huntington, we had a Zach Goodline banked in 3 at the buzzer.
That's right.
So
and this Spring Arbor team's battling for the national tournament.
They are.
You know, the Crossroads Leagues is so good. Like I said, the ACC, the Big Ten of NAIA, that there's 6 teams that possibly can make the national tournament, and Spring Arbor right here is going to be in a dogfight because they're ready to play this game.
So we are going to go ahead and take a break while they introduce the starters and go over the video board, and then we will have starting lineups, and Joe Yock and I will bring you tip-off from Platt Arena. It's Spring Arbor and Huntington up next.
Let's go,
Sports.
baby! Oh, no.
I can't talk, I have a showing.
Listen.
My clients are arriving any minute.
Eleanor. Mom passed.
I think it'd be best if you all go to hotels, for Dad's sake.
I didn't get to say goodbye.
You said goodbye when you never came home.
As the owner of JJ's, I invite you to visit one of our 7 BP convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean and efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's washroom is ready to serve you.
To me, Forester Camp is fellowship.
To me, Forester Camp is like engaging.
To me, Forester Camp was inspiring.
I hoped that I would be able to make more friends who have not really been around much.
How I describe this camp is pretty chill and like fun.
And it's fun too. It's something that like people can be engaged in and have a great time, but also still learn life lessons and lessons about the Bible, kind of see the world from a different perspective.
Fun every single day, and you meet a lot of new people. It's pretty judgment-free because everyone's all in the same boat.
You don't really have anything to lose by coming to the camp. I think a lot of people are scared to take that risk. I could promise you that you wouldn't be bored or not have a good time here.
Something only happens one time in the universe. It never happens exactly the same. So like, you better take your opportunity while you can.
Just about set for tip between the Spring Arbor Cougars and the Huntington Foresters. Once again, it's Preston Husband, Joe Yock, the rest of the FDN Sports crew. We had to wrangle some people up to get this one on television today, but we are here and we've got a great matchup. Let's go ahead and introduce you to the starters. First for the visiting Cougars, it's Travis Grayson, a really good small guard from Valparaiso, Indiana. Shane Rixey, a freshman from Schoolcraft, Michigan, is joined by some big bodies. Kevin Robertson, Dante Favor, Newhoff, all above 6'6". The size of Spring Arbor will be a handful for the Foresters today, who send out a familiar starting five. Max Gizzi, how about 4 for 5 from deep in that Grace game? Excellent on both ends. Drew Goodline, Lane Sparks, Landon Jordan, and Jackson Paul will be ready to roll as the starters for the Foresters will join the Cougars on the court. And Joe, we are ready for some high-level NAIA basketball in Platt Arena.
Yeah, this is going to be an action-packed game, and I look forward to seeing the physicality of both teams. And I'll tell you right now, the Huntington Foresters is going to have to match the physicality of Spring Arbor.
20 on the clock, 40 minutes to decide who's going to take this one today. The Foresters winners of 5 straight, 20-5 overall. And HU will have the basketball. Their leader, Max Gizzi, one of the best point guards in this league, controls it. Huntington in their gray jerseys. Haven't seen those sported in some time. As Gizzi will drive in. Jackson Paul, not a great three-point shooter, cuts it into Jordan, misses at the rim, and Jackson Paul wins the possession, and there's a Jordan jam.
Yeah, that's what you got to be able to do. Get those loose balls, a good look inside to Landon Jordan, and then clean it up on a little trash ball right there for an easy dunk. Great way to start.
So we talked about the struggles of Jackson Paul offensively this year, but that's what he can do. Wins you extra possessions and gets you those 2 points. Grayson surveying. Rixey has an older brother on this team as well. He's a sharp shooter. Newhoff, strong, big inside, falls away. Offensive rebound to Robertson, and a foul called on Jordan. And that's what we talked about. You do not want to get into early foul trouble.
Yeah, you got to pick up that first rebound. When Newhoff misses, you can't give him those second chance opportunities, and that's what, you know, it's a little bit of a ticky-tack call, but that's a call that you can't put yourself in there. There's really nothing there.
He didn't hit him.
Yeah, there's nothing there, but that's going to be an issue. Foul trouble with the bigs.
He actually hit the net, Joe. His hand got stuck in the net. Yeah. Thankfully, Jordan didn't hurt his finger, but now he'll have to play maybe a little softer down there on the block, and that's tough to do against this big SAU team.
Yeah, and you're going to see Spring Arbor really go inside now with that early foul.
Jackson Paul from mid-range. That's a good sign.
That's a real good sign, and not only that, but to have a big on him right there, contesting that shot, still be able to knock it down.
JP averaging 9 points per contest, only shooting around 40%. That has picked up a little bit here recently. Played well in that Grace game as well. Good coverage by Gizzi on the back cut from Grayson. Rixey to Travis. Grayson averaging 15 points, nearly 5 assists per game as well. He's got to go late shot clock. skips it to Favor, who will shoot a few threes. Jordan's there to clear.
That's a really good defensive effort. Great job defending their ball screens.
Goodline, also really solid in that Grace game. He's so good getting downhill this year, much different than really just a three-point shooter last season. He's a playmaker now.
Yeah, and that's what you have to look for him to do, is that right there. Kick out, long three. Got to be able to knock that down for Jackson.
Jackson just 29% from deep this season. It's a shot he made a lot of last year, just not the same results. Rixey takes a ton of threes and makes a ton of threes, and that's his first of the day.
Yeah, Rixey can shoot it. He gets hot. That could be a problem for Huntington. Just got to be able to get your hand out there and contest those.
38%. He's really their only spot-up shooter, and he does a great job at it. Sparks, first time we've seen him take a shot. That one's off the rim and ripped down by Dante Favor.
Now that's a good shot for Sparks. He's gonna make that shot more than he is not.
Grayson cuts through the lane. Rixey now off the dribble, was double teamed, and it looks like he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, good job by Landon, be able to come over as they drive baseline. He looks to go in for the double right there. Good call.
Gizzy has an incredible assist-to-turnover ratio, 95 assists on the year, 26 turnovers, that's it. And he's played in 25 games, Joe. That's good for 3.7 assist-to-turnover ratio. Jackson Paul against Favor, bounces it out. Gizzy shot it well in that Grace game, just turned it over right on cue.
That was backcourt.
Newhoff running the other way. It's tipped away and off of the Foresters. I kind of thought the same thing there, Joe.
Yeah, he crossed half court and then came back over. Should have ref missed that one.
You can see right here, maybe a little bit of it on the back end, but Jordan does recover, tips it out of play. This is kind of the style that Spring Arbor wants to play at, these low-scoring, slow games.
Yeah, and what you're going to see Huntington do is really try to get out in transition.
Newhoff against the shorter Gizzy, just a little too easy for Gabe.
Yeah, that's a matchup they want, especially with Landon being foul trouble.
Saw Gizzy change over on Newhoff, maybe to keep Landon out of that trouble. Sparks from the corner, strong on that one. He did not shoot it well against Spring Arbor the first time. He's 0 for 2 to start this one.
Yeah, you never know when Sparks is going to heat up, and when he heats up, it's a firestorm.
Grayson in and out against Goodline. Rixey from the volleyball line. And now Robertson. Favor can put it on the floor at 6'8". Grayson able to control. 8 on the shot clock. Good hands by Jordan. Newhoff gonna have to force a tough shot and is hit 2 straight.
I mean, the Landon couldn't have played that any better. Just a great job by Newhoff, and a little baby jump hook in there.
That's what you're a little worried about if you're a Forester fan. These bigs for Spring Arbor, when they grab a lead, it's hard to come back on them because they take so much time off the clock. Sparks will shoot at the rim and was fouled on his way there.
And I think that's what Sparks has to do. If that jump shot's not falling early, it's always good for a scorer like that, just to get to the rim, get to the free throw line, hopefully knock a few down, and figure out a way to score in that manner.
Sparks on the year, 14 of his 21 games, he's had at least 20. One of those games he did not was against Spring Arbor when he shot 7 of 17. Knocks in that first one. Excuse me, he shot 5 of 14 against Spring Arbor and had 13 points in that game, but he had a season-high 5 assists. Lefty can get it done in a lot of different ways, and you take a look, he's up to 2,100 points now. He's in 8th spot and 26 points behind the great Kyle Ganton. So he continues to climb up the ranks of Forester basketball.
And this is where Huntington's got. They got to start getting some stops right here so they can try to get out in transition after they rebound. They're going to push to score quickly if they can get some stops and rebounds.
It's quite the opposite on the other side. Newhoff spins against Caden Johnson. He's fouled and a chance for a 3-point opportunity.
Yeah, Caden's got to expect that. See that spin move that he puts on him right there? He's got to expect that. And when you look at Newhoff play, he's just a heavy right-handed player. So you got to expect him to make that spin move to that right side, move your feet, slide over, not allow him to get that type of penetration into the lane.
Newhoff's free throw off the mark. Caden Johnson and Coach Corey Alford even admitted struggled defensively in that Grace game. He's got to come up with big minutes tonight. And statistically, you're missing your best defender in Roman Brouvier. When he's on the court, the defense is the best all season long for HU, and he's out again today. Gizzy from 12 feet.
There you go. It's a good little stop, little hesitation by Gizzy. Pull up, easy bucket.
4-point game. We are approaching our first media timeout. 4-point advantage for Spring Arbor. Newhoff on a little 6-0 run into the chest of Caden Johnson.
You're letting him get in. Caden comes in the ball game. He's letting him get the ball in too deep to Newhoff. It's almost an automatic 2.
He's now got 8 straight, 14-8. Good hands by Favor. Jackson Paul on the ground, lost it. It's a turnover for HU. Grayson to Rixey, big shot here early. Short, another offensive rebound. Tipped away, and now Huntington can run.
Yeah, pull up in transition to good line.
Had him for a while, now he finds him a little too late. Drew will hit it from the top of the key.
There you go. Had that earlier. Sparks need to see that earlier. He made the pass late, but got the extra pass over to good line for the 3. That's what, right there is what Huntington wants to do. Get those stops, rebound, get out in transition.
Good line with 3, 4 more Foresters with 2. It's a balanced attack here early in this one. Grayson in and out, finds a cutting Robertson. He always plays well against Huntington. He's off to a good start today.
Yeah, you start looking at Spring Arbor, what they're trying to accomplish is get deep into the paint and then cut the lanes, just like either score in the paint deep with Newhoff or cut the lanes.
Jackson from mid-range again, perfect from the same spot twice.
And that's Jackson's spot right there. He gets that cooking. That can keep Huntington in the ball game.
Not sure we expected this kind of scoring back and forth, but that's what we're getting. Not many stoppages early in this one. Grayson looking for the roll for Newhoff. Favor, big size advantage. Rixey gets his defender in the air. His second triple knocked down. Down goes Favor. Jackson Paul pushing the pace.
Right. Transition with the kick. No, gonna have to set the offense now. Get into your sets. Huntington has a wide variety of sets that they run offensively. Let's see if we can get something going here for Sparks and let him knock down a jump shot.
Gizzy using the screen, good coverage. This floor is awfully slippery right here in front of us. A few bodies going down. Max gets it back. 4 on the shot clock. Drew trying to answer off the mark.
Yeah.
Robertson yanks it down.
Yeah, didn't get enough ball movement on playing, force Drew to take a long 3 late in the shot clock.
Grayson and Robertson working at the top of the key. Spring Arbor team does not take a ton of 3s beside Rixey. Right on cue. Favor, though, launches. That's off the mark. Rebound fought for. Jackson Paul won that one. Good line. Thought about pulling back that step back 3 that we've seen for a few years.
Good line's always thinking about hitting that pull back, step back 3.
Seen it from Zach and now Drew.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
That's true. Wonder if Wendy was doing that in high school as well. Sparks trying to get to his left, and it is a foul. And it's our first media timeout. Back and forth game, 11:44 left in the first half. Huntington down 3.
Got a personal foul on Shane Rixey. And we've got a timeout on the
As the owner of JJ's, I invite you to visit one of our 7 BP convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean and efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's Washroom is ready to serve you.
Back inside Platt Arena, it's a back and forth affair, 16-13 right now. Huntington trailing the Spring Arbor Cougars. Got some live stats to show you guys sitting at home. It'll be on your screen here in just a moment. Huntington shooting 50%, but on the other side, it's 58% for Spring Arbor. Both teams taking pretty good care of the basketball. You can't see the rebounding margin there, but so far in this game, it's 6-5. Huntington, those 2 steals and 2 turnovers. something that Huntington does well, but they didn't necessarily do well in the first half of the Grace game. They turned it over. 16 turnovers against the Lancers, and they still won. When they take care of the basketball, they take good shots, they win more times than not. And so far, we've seen that. They're just having a hard time against Newhoff inside on defense.
Yeah, this thing has gone as script where, you know, Spring Arbor's trying to get into the lane, penetrate, or get deep into the paint and then use their cutters. So Huntington has got to do a really good job of stopping them defensively and then doing everything they can to score in transition, because when you allow the Spring Arbor team to set their defense, they're tough to score on.
Two bigs in there now for HU. Cade Brenner on the court as well, as Caden Johnson gets that one out of the double team. Brenner's been a little bit of a flamethrower here for the last month or so, shooting the ball really well off the bench.
Down to 5 on the shot clock.
Yep, Gizzy's gonna have to make something happen. Good line, fires one from the volleyball line, off the mark. Caden Johnson keeps it alive. Gizzy from his favorite spot.
There you go. Great job by Caden Johnson. Just keeping the ball alive. Get the kick out to Gizzy on the baseline. Bingo, 3.
He shot it so well against Grace, 4 of 5 from downtown. We saw him do that in a Marion Knights uniform a few times in this building, and really starting to shoot it well now in an HU uniform. Robertson can step out and knock it down.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, Landon's right there, hand in his face. Robertson just knocks it down. You got to give him credit.
Robertson just a 21% three-point shooter, but seems to shoot it much better than that anytime he's in Platt Arena. Good line being guarded by Robertson. That's a size advantage on defense, probably in favor of Spring Arbor. Good line, shot fake. Into the lane, floats it up and in.
That's good. When you get the ball deep in the penetration, then you allow to kick it out to a three-point shooter. They have to run at him, then allows Goodline to get in the lane and just put a nice little soft runner up there for 2 points.
I think when Drew Goodline is getting downhill, that is when Huntington is at their best. He's a really good passer as well.
Look at Gizzy fighting the guard.
Robertson looking for 2 straight. That is off the mark. Zank had it for a moment. There's Goodline with the loose ball. Drew will pull from the top of the key, and now he's feeling it.
Now he's starting to feel it a little bit. You get into the lane, and you hit that little floater, and you realize that part of your game's working. Now that 3 starts working. Look for a good night from Drew Goodline.
Huntington, their first lead of the night, 21-19. Drew Goodline on a little personal run right now, and he's leading the Foresters with 8. Favor, lots of contact there, and a whistle comes in late. It's going to be on Caden Johnson. Take a look here on the replay. That is
that's a right call.
Probably a foul.
That's a right call. Yeah, that's a good call. Sometimes it happens a little late, but it's a good call.
And we're to our next media timeout. So we'll take a short break, 9:35 left in the first half.
Forester Camps is making new friends.
A great way to explore different opportunities.
Great way to experience life here at Huntington University.
I looked into OTA and it looked like a lot what I wanted to do, but I still wasn't really sure like what all it was.
But I did know that I did want to be in the medical field, but I don't really have a stomach for blood. This was a different way to be able to help people like physically, but not have to open them up.
Since it's a smaller place, everyone knows each other, you know, they can invest time in each other.
This would be a great way to learn about it and see what it is.
So I saw how life-changing that can be, and it made me want to do that.
Back on FDN Sports, tight game here, 21-19. Now the Foresters in front. Right now it's the Drew Goodline show, and what is so amazing about this, I've talked about this on the broadcast before, Drew Goodline, he played 18 total games in his first 2 seasons.
Unreal.
Now he's probably playing at a second-team all-conference level, and today he's playing like a first-teamer and looks like one of the best guards in the league.
Yeah, I tell you, I came here a couple years ago and watched practice, and during practice, I looked at my son Jared after it was over, and I said, "Hey, who's that kid right there?" You know, that's Drew Goodline. I said, "Well, how come he's not playing?" He said, "Well, he's getting close. He's getting close." And now you look at the way that he's playing, just like you said, Fantastic. And like I said, if he can get in that lane and hit some of those little shots, he'll get that confidence up and he'll knock down those threes. Could have a big ball game.
And I think when you look at the glue guy, the main factor in a win, most times, if Drew Goodline plays well, Huntington wins.
That's right.
And he's played well a lot this year.
And right now, Huntington with a 1-point lead, and Sparks really hasn't got anything going. You know that's coming.
Kamani Smith, and he's getting more minutes with Brouvier on the bench, and he was perfect in that Grace game. 10 minutes, 6 points, 3 rebounds. Jordan back in, finds the cutting Smith, shot fake, and it's going to head to the free throw line.
Really nice job by Landon Jordan, keeping the ball up high. It's a little fundamental things. You take a look at it right here. Landon Jordan keeps it up high. Good pass to Kamani Smith underneath. Foul going to the free throw line.
I think Kamani is really a testament to a strong-willed kid, someone that you maybe don't see much of nowadays as he misses the free throw line. He wasn't able to play the first half of the year, wasn't really in the rotation for a while after that, battled with it, injury comes up, and now he's a big part of this roster, and if they're going to make a deep run, he'll be a part of it.
And that's what happens when you commit to getting better, commit to practice hard, you'll get your opportunity when that time comes.
So Smith splits the pair, couple of changes here with...
Look at Gizzy guard the ball. Watch Gizzy guard the ball. If you're a youngster, oh, that's 2 on Landon. And that's just a cheap one.
Yep. No reason to really be reaching in that far with 9 minutes left in the first half.
And too far away from the bucket.
Yep. You can see here, though, Gizzy was just locking it up with Cundiff on the ball. Freshman versus senior. And if you're a freshman bringing up the ball in the Crossroads League, you do not want Max Gizzy guarding you or Jackson Paul.
They should go right at Landon right now with the 2 fouls on him.
They're trying to. They had some space. 3 ball on the way from Cottingham. That's the coach's kid, unable to knock down the triple.
And look to push, look to push.
Jackson Paul driving baseline against the freshman. Now Smith will back it in. I'm telling you, Spring Arbor's doing a great job defensively in transition.
Yeah, and that's where Huntington's looking to score. But now you get your set plays, pick and roll.
JP with the
Good
floater
job, JP.
and the bucket.
A lot of feet, a lot of action going on right there.
Jackson Paul is always walking away out of games with bruises, it feels like.
Stepped on.
But man, he's coming up big offensively in this first half, and now Huntington with a little bit of breathing room up 4. Cundiff skips it over to Cottingham. Trey, a senior from Spring Arbor. His dad has been the head coach for 26 years. 6 on the shot clock. Cundiff to Newhoff. Doesn't shoot a ton of jumpers, and that's why, but it's a loose ball in the air. Lane Sparks tips it away. And they're going to say, I think Lane came from out of bounds back in. You'll see it here on the replay, Joe. Maybe. So they said Sparks was out of bounds.
Touch it first before he reestablished himself. Good call. But those are the loose balls that Huntington needs to get. They worked the shot down. Got them into a position where Newhoff had to take a long jump shot. It probably is not super comfortable with, but you got to be able to grab those rebounds.
David Cundiff, freshman from Munster, Indiana, has the ball heated up by Jackson Paul and Max every time he touches it. 3-pointer from Rixey. And that is his second one of the day.
Yeah, that's well drawn up by Spring Arbor coaching staff to be able to split the middle, to come right down there through the traffic and be able to clean look at 3. Right there, Sparks has got to be able to fight through the traffic and be able to contest that.
Cade Brenner, he's been out there for a handful of minutes. Have yet to see him take a jump shot. JP's got it again. Rolling offensively in this first half. And now a foul will be called as I'm telling you, you can almost call that every time. I don't think you should, but these guards for Spring Arbor, they've got a hold of Huntington's guards a lot on these cuts and dribbles.
Yeah, and then what Spring Arbor's trying to do in the ball screens is they're trying to go over top of those ball screens, and that's difficult. And so sometimes when you start playing where you're going to go over top instead of underneath that ball screen, you got to grab a little bit of cloth there in order to slow the guy down. And that's a call that the referee needs to make.
Jackson Paul working right back to the lane.
Good
gets
job.
It over the top of the defender. It's going to be on Grayson, and Jackson Paul will head to the free throw line for the first time today.
I'll tell you what, Jackson's doing a really good job of getting low as he gets to the basket, being able to get that shoulder down, dip that shoulder, which allows him to cut through the lane and then get fouled and have an opportunity to put 2 more on the board here for the Foresters.
Something that Corey told me yesterday when I talked with him about Jackson's struggles. He wants Jackson to get downhill and shoot the ball at the rim, and he wants him to take mid-range jumpers within the painted area on the logo.
Yeah,
and we've seen that more.
You can clearly see where he's more comfortable. Looks like he's got a little cut under his cheek, a little blood, so have to wipe that off.
JP will have to go over to the bench, clean himself up.
As the great, and you may not know this reference, Preston, but as the great Woody Durham would make the call for the University of North Carolina Tar Heels for basketball, along with colorman Mick Mixon, when Eric Montross got hit underneath the cheek against Duke back in the early 90s. Mick Mixon described it as Eric Montross has a tributary of blood running down his cheek. One of my favorite calls of all time.
Yeah, I would not have known that, I'll be honest. But I might have to go back and listen to it.
That's a great one.
Usually you give me like songs to listen to. Go home and listen to songs or send them to me afterwards. I wonder if they're considering going and looking at a replay to one of these plays. I would have to probably chat with someone in the back to see where it was. I don't think they're going to. Typically, they'll give us the little review symbol that you see every player in the world do now when they want something looked at.
A minor, it's merely a scratch.
Jackson.
There you go.
Perfect on the trip. That's big for him, too, because that has not been a strength this year at only 63%. 3-point lead for the Foresters. Low-scoring affair with 7 minutes left in our first half.
Watch how Huntington defends these ball screens. What you see, try to get over top. Now you got to go under it.
Bounced in. Newhoff had that hot start. Uses his elbow to get through. Three-pointer is not going to be good because the foot of the shooter, which was Aiden Zank, was on the line.
And I like what Huntington's trying to do defensively when they drop the ball into Newhoff down in the post. They're using a guard to dig down low, forcing him to pass the basketball.
It's crazy just looking at the shooting here in this first half. Huntington has only taken 15 shots.
Wow, that's incredible.
That's just the pace you're at when you play these Cougars.
And once again, 26-23 Huntington, and Sparks hasn't gotten going, and you know that's coming.
Drew Goodline comes and gets it. Bounces it in to Caden Johnson. KJ finds JP. He's feeling comfortable, but still not hitting those shots from three. Grayson, yet to really be a factor offensively as well, Joe. That's one of their best players.
Yeah, he really likes to get into the paint, drive, get low.
Newhoff.
It's a matchup problem. That's a matchup problem.
He's 2 inches shorter than Caden Johnson, but he's so much stronger. Big inside.
And if you get down in there and you don't front the post and be able to make him throw over top of you, it makes it difficult. You'll be able to front the post and then dig from the backside.
Goodline missed that one with his left hand. Newhoff pulled it away. Still like that from Drew, though, getting downhill into that painted area. Grayson dribbling it a lot.
And that's what he does. That's what he does. Tries to get in that dribbles a lot, tries to get in that lane.
10 on the shot clock. Travis gonna have to probably pull against Sparks. Gets all the way to the rim, misses it right under the bucket. Good defensive possession.
That's where Huntington needs to do something. In transition right here. No, looks like they had to pull it out. Set the offense up.
Tell you what, their set pieces were knockout perfect at Grace the other night. See if they can get one here. Caden Johnson.
Ball seems curl. 2 curls.
Line. Gets into the paint, threw it right away to Newhoff.
Drew's got to shoot that.
Grayson back to Newhoff with the Euro step. Nice move by the big man.
Yeah, especially the way Drew's been doing such a good job scoring early, and he hit the little floater. The play is designed for the roll, for Drew to roll, get in the lane, and then drop it off to KJ. But right there, he's got the opportunity to score. He needs to take advantage of it, especially as well as he's playing.
This Spring Arbor team is really defending well right now. Jackson to KJ, kept his pivot foot down. Double team comes. He finds Jackson, who will keep shooting threes and just not on the mark.
It's deep.
They will live with that. Just not been a shot he's consistently made so far this season.
Great job by Drew working over top of that screen, not allow them to penetrate into the lane.
Lob inside, and it's thrown out of bounds, and that will throw us to our next media timeout. 27-26, 4 minutes left in the first half when we come back.
Max Gizzy into the Forster lineup. We've got a timeout on the floor.
Back in Platt Arena, and Joe, it's a tight game, kind of the game we expected, a physical Spring Arbor team, but what do you think Huntington can do to maybe turn this in their favor a little bit?
Yeah, I think obviously the good news right now is that Forster's only down 1 point and Sparks has only made 2 free throws. So you know his time's coming when he's going to start. He just has to, the thing with Lane Sparks is he can't force it. When he tries to take it over into his own hands and forces things, that's when he can get a little bit frustrated. If he just shows the patience to work within the offense, they will find a way. This coaching staff will find a way to give him the set plays, to give him the opportunities to score. So that is the good news. Only down 1, and Lane Sparks, the potential All-American, has barely been involved from the scoring side.
And going back to that Grace game, we're going to keep referencing that. He wasn't the leading scorer in that game, and you go to Grace and win. So it's things like that. You just got to fight hard to regain the lead until Sparks gets going.
And he can't get frustrated as a scorer.
He's got it now in his hands. Found Caden Johnson. Drew steps back from 3, rattles it around, and it's ripped again down by Robertson.
Yeah, you'd like to see Drew take that shot when he first caught it in rhythm. He's going to take it then, it's there. If he doesn't take that, probably the one dribble and shot wasn't the best look for him.
Robertson against the smaller Sparks. Swings it all the way to the corner. Somehow got to Zank.
Huntington doing a great job on their rotations defensively on the skip passes.
Grayson gets too far underneath the basket. At least it looked like it, and he scored. Three-point advantage with 3 minutes left in this first half. Sparks takes a tough 2. Still yet to knock in a field goal.
That's all right. That's not a bad look. A little one dribble. That's his game. One dribble, he'll get that cooking. If he continue to get those looks, he'll start knocking them down.
Grayson now, after his first 2 of the day, swings it back to Zank. They're still looking to get this ball inside. Robertson, strong move, and a whistle called, and it's on, I was going to say 30 is not a player on the roster, but it's on Lane Sparks.
Yeah, try to get this game under 3 minutes with Landon coming back with 2 fouls on him. Hopefully you can buy these minutes here for halftime and keep him out of foul trouble.
So Jordan in there. I guess the good news is Newhoff is not, who would be a guy that could draw a foul as Gizzy poked that one out of play. Still going to stick with Spring Arbor. Seen some unique lineups by both teams.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you get this late in the conference, you kind of know what you've got with your roster, and you got to make adjustments.
And with Newhoff being out of the game to defend Landon Jordan on the offensive side of the ball, they really need to go inside to him.
Grayson crosses over, was bumped by Goodline, no whistle, and now Sparks pushing the other way. Lane gets to a strong left.
There you go.
And was fouled on his way there.
Yeah, there you go. That shows some maturity by Lane right there. To know that he's got 2 men on him going into the basket and allow himself to get fouled, get back to the free throw line. Don't force shots, don't take stupid shots, don't try to create something that's not there. Go to the basket, get to the free throw line, knock these down, try to find your rhythm.
Sparks his 3rd and 4th trip. Perfect so far from the line. Newhoff's going to come back in for Favor.
Newhoff don't get a long break, does he?
No. I've noticed, though, he's played more minutes this year. Last year, when I went to that Spring Arbor game, As Sparks beats the buzzer. Buzzer in the middle of the free
sometimes, hey, Preston, sometimes you got to stay mentally tough.
Yes.
Through the buzzer and make the free throw.
That would have been something if he missed it, what they would have done.
Yeah.
I don't know. Glad we didn't have to see it.
Yeah, that's right.
2 minutes left in the first half. But what I was saying, Newhoff is in much better shape. Last year I went to the Spring Arbor game. He was huffing and puffing, had to take breaks. This year, he's in awesome shape and having a really good year because of it. Robertson used that strength against Goodline, but was too strong on the shot as well. Be huge if Huntington could grab the lead before this halftime break. Lane up top, Landon Jordan at the summit.
I mean, make the quick pass, put it in Sparks' hands, throw the lob. Showtime, baby.
Jordan always has something special for us on FDN Sports. That was his first one of the day. Actually, his second dunk of the day. He started the game with one. Great pass there by Sparks as well. Robertson into the chest of Jordan, blocked away, kept in bounds. Loose ball falls to Spring Arbor, and then a late whistle against Gizzy.
Oh, that's a tough call. That's a tough call. I don't know if you can see it on the replay or not.
Looks like we'll get a look. Goodline did a good job keeping it in.
Oh, come on. Where is that? I mean, where is that? He did a shot. Wow, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
With some of the plays they've let go today.
Exactly.
To call Gizzy for that one. Only his first, though, and Spring Arbor and Huntington now both in the bonus after the next defensive fouls. Do not want Jordan to pick up his third here before the half. Long three by Zank, in and out, and Jordan tipped it to Goodline, who this time safely keeps it into Gizzy.
Good job. One just getting ready to go under a minute here. Forrester's holding a 1-point lead. These are how you close out these possessions at the end of the half is really big.
Huntington's been awesome at that this season. A few buckets here before the half would make them feel a lot better about their scenario. Sparks falls from three, banks it in.
Oh, the old banker. Call it Sparksy, call it Sparky.
It's a little late on a Saturday, but it stays open for Sparks. And now Spring Arbor's looking for a timeout. And, you know, in games like this, we'll keep it right here during this timeout, you almost have to have some of those shots go.
It sure helps. It sure helps. And you know what I was getting ready to say? That was the contested fourth shot that Sparks really didn't need to shoot. But as you can see right here, just a little. He might have been going for that look.
I don't know. You really think so?
I think he might have been going for that little. That's one of my. I'm not gonna lie to you, Preston. That's one of my best horse shots that I have out there.
Really?
That little 3-point bank. Yeah. That's a bread and butter of mine. Not that I'm bragging or anything. But great shot by Sparks. I wouldn't take Sparks on again, Morris. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, he's tough to beat because he makes a lot of tough shots. Over 6'11 guys, 6'6 guys, and he's someone that, you know, didn't start the year playing, but since then he's also been locked in. He's worked through some issues throughout the season as far as taking tough shots. And Coach Corey Alford, another thing he covered, he wanted to see Sparks go straight up, straight down on these jump shots. And we've seen that more often. And then he'll make the wild ones like he just did there as well.
And you got to give Springer credit. Kevin Robertson is he's 6'6". He's a tough. They're putting him on him, his length and size. So I think what you got to see Sparks do is really try to penetrate and get to the basket.
So Huntington will get the last shot as long as they can secure a defensive rebound. Spring Arbor trying to cut into this lead. Grayson's kind of their playmaker late in the clock. Lost it. Tipped in by Caden Johnson. And it's going to stick with Huntington. They're going to say Huntington's basketball.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's Huntington's ball. Let's take a look right here.
Let's see. Oh, it looked like Grayson jumped up and tapped it.
Yep. All right. Forster should call a timeout. 20 seconds left. Put together a good possession right here. Get a bucket right before halftime.
So use it or lose it timeout. And most of the time, Corey Alford uses it. And we'll see if they can get one more shot. You think about being down 4 at the half if you're Spring Arbor and you play so slow, or being up 4 at the half if you're Huntington playing against that slow pace. 4 points in a game like this feels like a little more. You feel a little more comfortable because Spring Arbor doesn't take a ton of threes, and they take 20, 25 seconds off the shot clock every time.
Yeah, you can just look at the field goal attempts. What is Huntington right now in overall field goal attempts for the game?
It's 11 of 22. That's
it. 22 shots. You know, like you start doing the analytics and the breakdown, that you're shooting 50%. But once again, don't mean to beat a dead horse here, but sooner or later you watch old Sparky get fired up here and start knocking them down, and then that's when Drew Goodline just opens up everything for everybody else. But big possession right here to end the half.
See who Huntington goes to. A lot of times you rely on a guy like Max Gizzy to take you into the half with a big bucket. Someone to keep an eye on here.
High screen roll.
They're looking for a backdoor to Sparks. Max dribbling it against Grayson. There he is as it rattles in and out. One final shot from Grayson is going to be way short, and Huntington is going to take a 4-point lead into the halftime. We'll have Coach Corey Alford after the halftime break and talk with him more. For now, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with some live stats between the Foresters and Cougars on FDN Sports.
Hi, I'm Matt Gerlach. I am the Director of Academic Camping here at Huntington University. I'm also an assistant women's soccer coach, and I'm a birder. There's lots of different ways to go about being a photographer of wildlife in nature spaces. Photography, right, the Greek for it is painting with light. And I think when we think of light and Jesus, the light of the world, we think of, and God said, let there be light. And there's just this beautiful juxtaposition of God showing up in light and the glory that happens when the light pops through the clouds. It's a creative process when it comes to natural light, and nature is really, really fun. I love that. It's also really tricky. It's being ready for the moments that happen while also setting up the moments you hope to capture. That lens translates not just to a camera lens, but to a lens of how you see the world, how you notice who people actually are.
As the owner of JJ's, I invite you to visit one of our 7 BP convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean and efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's Washroom is ready to serve you.
To me, Forester Camps is learning new things.
Definitely a lot of fun.
To me, Forester Camps is a great experience.
A great way to explore different opportunities.
There is a lot of really cool activities and opportunities you can get here. It's really informative on how college actually is, and the people are really nice.
Something that everybody can find something that interests them.
All the professors, all the faculty, they're intentionally welcoming to us.
You learn a lot here and you learn it well.
It was a camp that had so much to offer. Like everything I was interested in, it was being taught here, and it was like I couldn't really pass it up.
And it's fun too. It's something that people can be engaged in and have a great time, but also still learn life lessons and lessons about the Bible.
Super fun, but also super educational. Like they took the education process and made it fun.
To me, Forester Camps is making new friends.
I hoped that I would be able to make more friends who have not really been around much.
I was also kind of hesitant because I'm an introvert, but I got some new friends.
Some of my favorite experiences were just getting out and talking to people with similar interests. People who are passionate with the same thing that you're passionate with.
To me, Forester Camp is fellowship.
To me, Forester Camps is getting to be a home away from home, I guess.
Great way to experience life here at Huntington University.
You meet a lot of different people either from all over the world or here at campus. A lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different personalities, and I think that's a really good opportunity.
To me, Forester Camp is engaging.
To me, Forester Camps is amazing.
A great opportunity to learn about what you want to pursue in life.
A space to learn new things in a safe environment.
Inspiring.
A good look in on the real college experience.
You don't really have anything to lose by coming to the camp. I think a lot of people are scared to take that risk. I could promise you that you wouldn't be bored or not have a good time here.
Something only happens one time in the universe. It never happens exactly the same. So you better take your opportunity while you can.
To me,
Forester Camps is
There's a lot of different opportunities with a little bit of Jesus mixed in.
Action.
A program like this is absolutely critical, just the perfect place to hone your craft. That's what I think a program like this is for.
And it is a really valuable experience for your resumes. So yeah, I think it's incredible. I don't think that there's really any other place that you're going to get this kind of an experience.
Teaching in a classroom is just different than teaching in a living classroom kind of environment.
Being on a feature film, you know, you're immersing yourself in a month worth of work, of 18 continuous days of filming. But it's a full-time job. In so many ways, I think this is the first time many of our students have actually had this opportunity and get the training to what it's like to work full-time for our graduates as they enter the workforce. To be able to put on a resume, yeah, I've worked on 1 or 2 feature films. That's amazing.
So Lance and Webb opened the whole capstone track, and at first we were all very hesitant about it, thinking of like, oh, how are we going from a student film to a feature film? But I think this is probably one of the most rewarding things I've done in the last 4 years, especially my senior year.
It's almost like you forget that you guys are students, which is absolutely amazing, you know?
It's been a really cool environment of like soaking in. I feel like everybody's just a sponge and they're trying to take as much in as they can. It's been a really positive environment because of that.
And it is run like a professional set. So I don't see that much difference.
I felt really privileged to be around people who were in that phase of their life and their career, to be learning like such important stuff, such important moments in their education.
This feels like it's all part of the community, like the school, the town.
And I think Huntington as a whole, from the university to the county, is really realizing what HU is doing through the DMA, from making a feature almost every summer now to moving into every other summer to make sure they want to make the best product that comes out of this town.
The industry can be a really mean place, but it doesn't have to be. And I think that I learned here with Matt and Lance's model that even if there's one person on set that can follow a model like they have, it can make a difference.
I love that our students get to see that we can make stories that are not explicitly about faith. The way in which we make it can be a reflection of what we believe and why we do what we do.
Kind of the beginning of something super, super special, and everybody knows it's special, but I don't think we've even begun to see the full potential of where Forrester Film is going to be in the next, 5, 10, 15 years. I can't wait to see where it goes.
Bippa State Bank is a cornerstone of the community. Our banking building blocks were assembled in 1911 and haven't differed much since then. We still stay true to our local roots, aiming to support, uplift, and celebrate the citizens and businesses of Huntington. As proud lenders to and patrons of our local businesses, we make our community an even more prosperous place. And when you support local banking, you play an important role in Huntington's success stories. No matter what financial products you may need, your business is an invaluable opportunity for us to strengthen our relationship with Huntington, which we're fortunate enough to call home. Bippa State Bank is banking at its best. We believe in community banking.
As the owner of JJ's, I invite you to visit one of our 7 BP convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean and efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's Washroom is ready to serve you.
Back inside Platt Arena, just about 6.5 minutes until we start the second half, and the first half was about exactly what you'd expect between a Spring Arbor and Huntington game. Low scoring, low volume in possessions. The good news is Forster's up 4.
Yeah, the Forsters had to overcome some adversity right there, especially with Landon picking up a foul early. And that is a major key to the game, is to keep him out of foul trouble. Now he's got 2 fouls on him right now, but just like you said, I think what Huntington really needs to do a better job of is get on the glass, rebound defensively, and then let's try to get some action in transition.
Take a look at the halftime stats there. Both teams shoot a pretty good percentage. We talked about it, only 26 shots for Spring Arbor. That's normal for them. For Huntington, 23 shots. That almost does not seem possible in 20 minutes of gameplay. Usually, it's like a track meet here in Platt Arena. 4 of 11 from deep, that helped them a little bit. 7 of 8 from the free throw line really helped. The good news as well is 5 assists on 11 made shots. They're moving the ball well, and only 3 turnovers for the team that has the best turnover percentage in the entire country.
Yeah, and you look at this. This is a well-played basketball game. There are 4 turnovers, 3 turnovers. You know, shooting percentages are decent. You do like the fact that Huntington has hit 4 threes, and you just get the feeling overall is that if you had to pick a team that's going to heat up from the three-point range, it's going to be the Foresters.
Huntington has not lived and died by the 3, and in fact, they only took 11 of them at Grace on Wednesday night. They've already taken 11 today, and that's because Grace was running HU off the three-point line.
Right.
And Coach Corey Alford said, we out-Graced Grace. I mean, we kind of played their style. And that was only the second time ever in Coach Corey Alford's coaching career that they've out-rebounded Grace in a game. So this team, they've won in a lot of different ways, and I think Jared would tell you this over his now 4 years here. Some of the other teams that he's coached, they couldn't win in a lot of different ways, and this team can.
Yeah, correct. I think you hit the nail on the head right there, Preston, and that is the fact that, hey, if one thing's not working, you're not pigeonholed to say, hey, if that isn't working, we don't have a lot of other options. You know, like once again, you go back, you look at Lane has not scored a lot yet in this basketball game, but other guys, Drew Goodline steps up, Jackson Paul steps up, hits some mid-range jumpers. They get the beautiful dunk on the lob to Landon. So there's just such a variety of ways. You know, Kate Brenner, like you said, has been hot from three-point range. He could come in and knock a few down here in the second half. So you do love the flexibility of the Huntington lineup to be able to beat you in a lot of different ways, just like you said.
So we'll let you into the mind of Corey Alford right now a little bit. And I actually never knew this until I met with him on Friday. He sets 17 goals every single game. If he gets all 7 of those met, it's 100% win probability, he says. 6 of 7 met, 92%. 5 of 7 met, his chances are 60-40. That's what happened at Grace, and he said, we don't always win those 60-40 games. Sometimes it's a toss-up. Today, I would kind of feel like that's probably the same scenario here today. It still feels like a toss-up in a way.
Yeah, and then I asked Corey before the game, I said, Corey, if you had to pick one thing that you know you're going to do well at this game, what are your, to really, like, I can have this one thing. He said, stay out of foul trouble and rebound, right? So he really feels confident that if we get in the second half and keep landing out of foul trouble, not having Roman in the lineup, and then they're able to rebound, they're going to have a great opportunity.
So Coach Corey Alford will join us here now. Of course, he can't necessarily hear us on the headset. Kind of the game you expect between Spring Arbor, a slow pace. You guys rebounded quite well. What else did your team do well to be up 4 at the half?
Yeah, it does. At times we executed well offensively. We had a stretch there in the middle where I didn't love our execution. We were in the wrong spots. We weren't setting screens. But they had a game plan for us of how to guard. I thought we adjusted to that well. And then defensively, once our bigs kind of settled in and stopped over helping and kind of getting tough positions where they got fouls, I thought we guarded really well. Our ball screen coverage was fantastic that half.
Coach, do you feel as if with Sparks really not heating up on the offense, do you feel like you really need to push to get him more involved, or do you rely a lot on these other guys to score for you?
Typically with Lane, our thing is always just to get him to relax and trust the offense. He's got the track record where I know shots are going to fall for him as long as he's taking on-balance shots within the offense. It's going to come for him, but it's normal. Like, that's a very good defensive team. They do a really good job making it tough on him, but he's used to it, and I think he'll have a good half here.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way. 33-29 lead. Coach Corey Alford always joining us. You know, you take a look at the resume as well of HU, and this is something I maybe didn't realize was as in-depth as like the Division I level. You've got quads in each level of basketball. Huntington right now, this technically is a quad 1 game right now. It could change later, but so could some of their former opponents that they've beat as well, 2 quad 1s. Huntington 7-4 in quad 1 games, 8-1 in quad 2 games, 5-0 against quad 3, quad 4. So all of this is starting to add up. They've got a ton of quality wins. Their only quad 2 loss was against Marion. That's the game that Landon didn't play.
Right.
And you saw what happened in that game when Landon did play. So they're building a resume. They're building a program, 4 straight years with 20-plus wins. It's been incredible to see what Jared has done as now the associate head coach, and Corey, and those are the 2 guys that have been here the entire time.
Yeah, and I can't stress enough to you, Preston, talking both with Jared and Corey leading up to this game is like they feel the importance of this basketball game because they know that if you can get this game, you don't want to look too far ahead, but if you can get this game and then you get the back end of these last 2 regular season games, it's what you said earlier, is that Huntington University's potential to host national tournament.
And this is a great basketball city. It's small, but the fans show out and they're loud in big games, so they want to host. Huntington with their starting 5 out there, same for Spring Arbor. 4-point lead for HU as we start the second half. Appreciate you guys joining us on FDN Sports. Hope you're in a warm environment today as Favor misses another triple. Jordan skies for his 3rd rebound.
I really like how Huntington's digging in off the dribble and then being able to kick it back out. Spring Arbor's having to kick it back out, and they're just missing those 3s.
Jackson Paul being guarded by Robertson, so it's a change here as Favor will guard Sparks. Falls away from the top of the key. That's one of those tough ones off the mark.
A little bit early and a little bit forced.
Favor is 6'8" guarding Sparks. See if Lane will maybe put it on the floor against him. Grayson quiet in that first half, just 2 points, gets right back to work, and a late whistle again after the shot was already up on the glass. You know, refs, I don't understand that.
There's no foul there.
We've talked about it. They will wait and see if the ball goes in, and then the whistle comes. Do you have any explanation for that?
It's just, you just look at that replay they put on the board. There's just really no foul there.
Yep. Grayson, perfect on the first one. He is a 80% free throw shooter. That's maybe the second one. There's been no contact. The other one was Jordan to start the game.
Yeah,
he
the
hit
one
the
that Jordan
net.
started getting the net was. But hey, you got to be able to overcome. You got to put it behind you, play the next play.
Grayson misses the second. Newhoff there, and that is a foul, and it's a 3-point opportunity.
That's why you got to put a body on him. He's big, he's strong, he's physical. You got to put a body on him, at least hold your ground. You can't let him push you underneath. So you got to start to get those long rebounds. Take a look at Sparks right here, trying to box him out. He gave that one little extra push. You got to get fit. You got to stick your butt out. You got to get physical on him. You got to at least hold your ground.
Okay, but why isn't Landon Jordan over on Newhoff either is another interesting thing to watch. That time they get it. Huntington's still up 1. I'd much rather see Jordan
no doubt.
on Newhoff boxing out there. Still just a 1-point lead for Huntington. Good line to Sparks. Still trying to get going. Another tough 2 and still nothing happening. Grayson will slow it down.
Good job going high on the ball screen, then Landon slouching off to be able to not throw the pass to Newhoff.
Robertson, size advantage on JP, but out behind the arc. Now Rixey, who knocked in a few triples, gets it to Grayson with 8 on the shot clock. Rixey looking for his 3rd off the mark. Jordan another board.
Good defensive stand right there for the Foresters.
See, every time Huntington tries to run, Spring Arbor is back and ready for it. That is such an important part of this game to keep Huntington slowed down offensively. Max Gizzi, he'll put it on the floor. Tough shot over the top of Grayson. Thought he was bumped, but couldn't get it to go. These teams are locking up right now, both of them.
Both of them are just fundamentally so solid on the defensive end.
Newhoff has to go to Grayson. More clock being used by Spring Arbor. Gabe spins against Jordan. Missed one right at the rim.
Good defense
Battle
by Jordan.
down low, and Gizzi comes away. Drew.
That's a foul.
Man, I thought they were about to get Jordan with a moving screen, and he kind of thought so as well. But instead, it's a hold on Robertson. You know, I learned something new recently, Joe.
What's that?
Landon Jordan's dad was a D2 Hall of Famer at his D2 basketball school, I should say.
Nice.
6'11". Never knew that until talked to him here in this last game. Watching his son each time out. Jackson Paul nearly had that tipped away. Late shot clock again. JP bumped. They're going to say it's on the floor. And Grayson's going to be whistled for the personal.
Yeah, and that's a good job by Jackson right there. What Huntington did is they spread the floor, allowed to get him some isolation just to get to the basket, and it was able to pick up the foul.
That's the second foul. 2 fouls on both teams here to start this half. Drew falls from the corner and hits.
Well-designed play, coming off a double screen. Sparks hit the screen, coming off a double screen, hit that baseline jumper.
You know, you said earlier you want him to take that set 3. I feel like he's almost better at the wild ones.
Yeah.
That's his 3rd of the day. Him and Zach, they both just take and make wild shots. Back to a 4-point lead. Grayson, a couple of jabs. Robertson on the floor.
This is tough right here. This is tough. That's
Newhoff,
tough.
man.
When he gets that front, when he's able to front down low on that post right there, they drop it onto him. It's a tough matchup.
And he's just so quick too. There's no hesitation. It's a catch and score.
There you go. There's a good look.
3 ball. Short again. Landon Jordan tracks it down. Sparks then dribbled it off the defender. Robertson, coast to coast. Euro step and ties it.
Huntington needs a good possession right here. You got to dig in. You feel a little bit of the momentum coming back towards Spring Arbor.
36-36, 16 minutes left. Jordan,
there you go. Good job by Lane. That wasn't within the offense, but he saw an opportunity and he took it right away.
It's going to be 2 shots for Landon. He's been doing a lot of this recently where he puts the ball on the court and goes to the rim.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen that a lot. But you've called games before as well here where you think, throw the ball into him.
That's right.
He's a skilled big.
Yeah, he's going to shoot close to the basket, but it's the ability to recognize, like that play right there just wasn't within the flow of the offense, and they weren't expecting him to put it on the deck and get to the rim. And when he saw the opportunity, he took it.
And he's gotten a lot better at shooting it from the charity stripe this year. Nearly 60%. Of course, let's hope the broadcaster jinx
doesn't exist for Preston Husband.
It's
I'll tell you
over.
that much.
So Jordan knocks in the pair. He'll take a break. We're going to see a lot of Landon, though, in this second half. Caden Johnson is capable, but has struggled a little bit defensively as of late. So I think this will be a short break with the media coming in about a minute. Grayson into Zank. Sparks gave Gizzy a push to get out there. Travis turns the corner against KJ, fought for and tipped out a play by Lane Sparks.
Yeah, that's a tough. I think it was Drew that was on him right here. He does a good job. That's a tough matchup. Drew, they're really able to get downhill quickly. Travis Grayson able to get downhill on him.
Newhoff with Jackson Paul on him. Good hands by Goodline. Loose ball right in front of us.
Great hustle.
Spring Arbor gets it. Push
there we
off.
Go. There we go.
There's Max Gizzy.
There's the Gizzy. There's the Gizzy. You dig in, take the charge. Take a look right here. Dig in. Like it. Just a little shove out with the arm.
He is
good call.
Always in the right spot, and it's so hard to predict where that offensive player is going, but you have Gizzy and Jackson Paul that they do that in their sleep.
Yeah, 100%.
Max looking for KJ. Nearly decided to call his own number with the 3.
This is where KJ can be good right there. Right there. Just that's nice. That's a good shot. It's a good shot. A little left-hand baby hook. No problem with that shot.
Grayson gets
deep
in
there. They got the double.
Able to keep it in bounds. Zank fires a 3. Sparks with a great rebound on the backside. Up ahead. Caden Johnson catches and lost the ball. Kicked back out to Goodline. Drew to his left. Scores with the right.
Once again, Drew's doing a good job of showing patience, putting on the deck, get up in the air, knock down the shot right off the glass. You can see Coach Corey Alford's out here begging for his team to dig in on the defensive end.
They've gotten a lot of stops. See if they can add another one to it. Good news is, Joe, we're at the under 15 media spot. The lead is still the same. Newhoff, floater, no good. Numbers for Sparks.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to be able to get something in transition. They don't have to set their defense. There it is.
Great pass. Jackson Paul
Jackson
missed it right at the rim.
But that's what you want. You want to be able to hit those cuts and transitions before Spring Arbor has the opportunity to set their defense.
Rixey now on the floor. Throws up a wild one. Huntington's really playing defense. Good line. Looking to go to the rim again. Euro floats one up. Thought he was hit on the arm. So did the staff. Rixey up and under. And there's a whistle. That'll take us to immediate timeout. Still a 4-point lead for Huntington when we come back.
This is how we like to do it.
To 36 lead for Huntington right now. It'll be free throws for Spring Arbor when we come back out. 13:43 left, and it feels like Huntington has kind of gained momentum, lost momentum, and now they seem to be building it back up again.
Yeah, and you know what? Those are some of the signs of a mature basketball team. A lot of times when you feel the momentum slipping away from you and going to the other team's side, it's like that can roll on for extended periods of time, which can cost you the ball game. But you looked at Grace last week. You know, there was 3-4 minutes left in the game where Huntington had some series, both defensively and offensively, that weren't very good, but they were able to overcome it, show some maturity, overcome it, and find a way to win the basketball game. I get that same feeling here. It's like these are a game of runs. There is a game of momentum, but you have to be able to show the maturity to be able to overcome the bad side of that and find a way to get the momentum back on your side.
As always, I should say, you can leave a comment in the YouTube chat. Let us know where you're watching from today. Joe and I would love to say hello. Appreciate you tuning into FDN Sports.
Back home, I love the YouTube comment. Reese Yock, my son, gets in the YouTube comment and makes a few. I love the YouTube comment.
Good. That's good to hear. You can always make a fake name, talk trash to the other team. First free throw good by Rixey. Of course, we don't encourage that, so don't have any ideas at home. Don't give Reese that idea.
No, he's already gotten it, don't worry.
Free throw is good. 2-point game as Shane Rixey makes both. Huntington rolling with two bigs again. Cade Brenner in as well.
You know, this game's so tight pressed, and you get that feeling, like you're starting to get that feeling like every possession is so important.
What's good is Huntington does not turn it over much. They take great care of the basketball. Set play for Brenner. Couldn't quite shake Cottingham. And now looking inside.
Yeah, they're trying to get the cross screen, dump the ball into Landon, but Spring Arbor did a really good job defending it.
Good line. Fakes it. Brenner puts it on the floor. Someone's going to have to shoot it. One on the shot clock. Gizzy at the buzzer. Short. Gets it back. And now looks for an option.
Take your time. Take your time. Got away with one right there. Make him keep defending.
This defense for Spring Arbor's good line takes a deep one. And it's ripped down again by Newhoff. Don't know about that shot from Drew there.
This is a tough basketball. This Spring Arbor team, they will guard you. They will guard you to the end.
They're trying to get into Newhoff. Physical between him and Johnson.
Dig down there, leave him on an island. It's tough. It's tough.
Good defense by KJ.
It's tough. Good job. Good defense, KJ. That's how you're supposed to play. They put him in a tough spot.
I'm telling you what, and I don't mean this in a negative way at all if you're a Spring Arbor fan, but Newhoff isn't the prettiest basketball player to watch, but he's so efficient and so good.
Yeah, he gets a lot of like unorthodox type of shots, and you just see him sort of find a way to put the ball in the basket.
And it works for him. I mean, they're having a tremendous year, and he's one of the best players in their school history. Jordan inside Johnson.
There it is. We like that look. That's a good look. Once again, Kay just got to knock that down. I mean, those are looks you want.
They ran that play for him as well. He's got to find a way to score some of these. Favor will take the occasional three. Puts it on the floor. Couple of slips here on this end, this second half.
Oh, Gizzy's elite defender. Elite defender. What a play. Nice play.
Grayson goes up and under to tie it up.
Him and Gizzy, that's a big man battle right there.
Back to tied, 40-40, less than 12 minutes left. Gizzy takes a deep triple from the left wing. He's been a little off. Caden Johnson kept it in, and it's last off of Newhall.
Great hustle by Caden.
So KJ maybe not scoring it like we would like to see or the staff would like to see, but he does give Huntington an extra possession, which you said every possession's big right now.
I'll tell you, the guy that continues to impress me is Travis Grayson. He's a physical downhill basketball player. He's really, really good. Him and Gizzy is just the matchup of the night.
He's only 5'10", Joe. I mean, he's just so crafty and strong in the painted area. Sparks comes and gets it. Still not shooting it well today. Able to keep that pivot foot down.
There it
and
is.
There's a tough bucket by Lane Sparks.
That was just pure will, Preston. That's fair. You got two guys in there. He didn't care. He's figuring out a way to get the ball up towards the basket and put it in. That's what you love about Sparks. Right there. Not there. Under, and around, through, up. Ball hits the front of the rim, down the basket. Three-point play. That's the kind of stuff that gets Sparks going.
He's got 9 points, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. He's also got 6 rebounds, which is so big in a game like this against the size of Spring Arbor, and now he's into double digits. Coach Corey also told me, he said, you know, some of the women's team, they struggle with consistency from their stars. Maybe sometimes they'll have 4 points, 3 points. You'll never get that from Lane Sparks.
Yeah, he's going to find a way.
Foul called inside. It's on Caden Johnson. That's number 4.
That's 4?
Sure is. With 11:10 left.
Yeah, they're trying to go big right now with both Caden and Landon in the game.
So Drew's going to come in. Surprised to not see maybe Kamani blend in here. He's at least 6'5".
Yeah, he played a little bit in the first half.
Maybe we still will too. A lot of ball games
You'll
left.
see him. You'll see him. I'm trying to throw high right now. Nope.
Cundiff swings it out. Favor. Newhoff planted inside. Robertson off the floor. Size advantage. Newhoff floater short, and what a rebound by Jordan. Lane trying to get it going. Goes to a strong left. Missed one that you see him make a lot.
Yeah, that's a tough. The thing too is Lane is not getting a lot of calls. It's getting real physical underneath there, and he is not getting a lot of calls.
Cundiff to Favor. They're still trying to get it into game. Newhoff now spins to a strong right.
Great job defensively. Great job defensively without fouling them. These refs are letting them play. The further you're getting this game, you're going to see this game get more and more physical as these refs are going to let more stuff go.
Can't let that one go, though, as Jackson Paul was being shoved by Cottingham.
I think that puts him in the 1-1, doesn't it?
One more. One away.
One away?
Yep, 6 fouls. They always put that foul up there, Joe, so quick that you wait to. I'm not kidding. There's been times I'm like, they're the 1-1.
Right away.
I know. It's actually amazing.
I mean, that scoreboard, those guys are quick on the trigger. I like it, though. I like it. That means they're locked in.
And now Jordan will shoot a 1-and-1. Robertson just went right through the chest of Landon Jordan. Yep, and it was pretty obvious, it looked like. You see Sparks miss dunk a few games ago?
Yeah.
He just went up and missed that one.
Yeah.
I don't know if he lost his footing on that one, but.
Got a little sweat on the floor, got to dry things up.
That's Dylan Ross. He plays on our baseball team. He had 2 home runs in the second game of the season.
Look at, he looks like it too. Look at the shoulders on that guy. Big traps on him. Just looks like a he's got home run hitter written all over him.
Hey, that's a good baseball team too. They actually were supposed to go down and play a top 5 team this weekend. Their bus broke down on the way there. Jordan misses the free throw. Still a 3-point game. approaching the next media timeout, the under 10.
Gotta make those free throws down the stretch here as we get under 10 minutes.
Grayson against Sparks. Travis forces one to the left side to Zank. Cottingham has it.
Boy, I just love how both these teams defensively are just in position.
And there's a steal by Jackson Paul. JP looking ahead, finds Landon, who's there for the answer.
Somebody said hammer time!
Jordan with 3 jams today, 45-40 HU. Put a star next to that one. Good line. Playing defense on Travis Grayson.
Get down through the lane. There it is. That's tough.
Favor wide
That's
open.
tough. You let Travis get that deep in the lane, then you got to play off of him, which then allows that easy pass underneath for 2. Got to do a better job like Gizzy does, is staying in front of him, not allow him to get down into that lane.
Gizzy is at the scorers table. So is Kamani Smith after this media timeout. Jackson cutting through the lane, finds Jordan again, dribbled it off the floor, and he kept it alive. There's Brenner, left it short. Good opportunity. If you notice, everyone is wiping off the basketball when they get it right now.
It's
the battle.
Let me tell you something. It's blood, sweat, and tears right now. Oh, he just took one across. Jackson just took one across the face.
Favor to tie it. Blocked by Jordan, kept alive by Robertson, and he scores it.
Unbelievable.
These 50-50 balls, something to keep an eye on the rest of the way. Huntington just got one, but couldn't get the 3. Sparks.
That's what you want.
To his left.
There we go. That's what you want. Get Sparks at the elbow, get the ball to his outside, facing away from the basket, and then allow him to turn and get downhill, either score or get fouled.
1-point lead, a chance to add on to it when we come back. Sparks at the free throw line on FDN Sports. Back in Platt Arena, just about 8 minutes left, and Lane Sparks will be at the free throw line when we do come back. Joe, I feel a little exhausted even watching this one. It's just been so physical, slow at times, fast at times. At the end of the day, exactly what we expected a great basketball game.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. I mean, this is what Crossroads League basketball is all about. You know, you look at both these teams, I think on the defensive end, they are so similar to one another. They just dig in, they fight, they got grit, they grind it out, and it's been really awesome to see the level of maturity from the Huntington basketball team throughout the years as they've grown to mature on the defensive end. They are grinding, they're fighting, they're scrapping, they're clawing for every possession. Spring Arbor is already there. They've been like that, that's what they're doing, but it's really impressive to see Huntington on the defensive end just fight so hard.
Got a few people checking in. Laura Birch says go HU. Alan McNear watching from South Bend area, go Foresters. Hello, Alan. Cameron McLaughlin, go Foresters. As Sparks missed that one. Watching from Disney World.
How about that? Huh?
And then Debbie Dolly, which I'm assuming could be some relation to Alex Dolly, the grad coach here, as Sparks missed both.
Ooh.
Tuning in. So free throws not going HU's way now. They've missed 3 straight in a 1-point game. Got to start knocking those in to win this one. Gizzy again heating it up.
That's a walk.
Newhoff got away with it and
that
scored.
was a walk.
So 1-point lead now for Spring Arbor with 7:45 remaining. He's 9 of 15 from the field. Sparks rises from mid-range, still just cannot get one to drop. It's a big possession here with about 7:30 left. Drop pass to Rixey.
That's a good job. Good job. There was something there. Right now, you're going to double down. Looks like they're not going to double down.
Newhoff backs his way in.
Good job by Caden.
Caden Johnson stayed strong. Lost it out of bounds. He did. I think he just lost it out of bounds.
Just got to be under control. Don't panic. Stay under control. Great job defensively under the basket. Just getting big, not fouling. A little surprised they're leaving Caden Johnson down on an island in the low post and really not trying to dig down in there and double that. But it's worked so well so far.
Dundiff. There's a size advantage. Skip past Rixey. He's their shooter. They're still looking for Newhoff. Tried to swing it into favor. He couldn't handle it. Zank off the dribble. Rixey stepping back on Jordan. 3-ball short. Another offensive rebound, but it's an offensive foul, and Huntington has 1-and-1 opportunity.
Yeah, got to be able to knock these down. Boy, what a basketball game right now, Preston. This is just it is Rocky Balboa versus Apollo Creed, more Rocky 2-like right now.
I almost said earlier it feels like a heavyweight fight. I mean, it's just punch after punch. So good line at the line. First one is good. Drew always seems to be calm and collected late in these games. And obviously Zach was the same exact way, but you almost feel comfortable when he has the ball in his hands in these tight conference games that mean a lot.
Yeah, I tell you what, that is the key. As you start to move under that 4-minute mark coming up here at 6:51, that's when the team that executes the best down the stretch is the team that usually wins the ball game.
47-46. Pressure coming from Jackson Paul and Max Gizzy. Those two are so good at this late in games. Rixey able to get it across the timeline. Now Gizzy and Grayson, 2 versus 2.
Oh, they're sending some physical screens out there right now. Here we go again.
Backdoor cut, couldn't be handled
there you
again.
Go. There we go. That's a great job. Great job by Landon, being able to get down low there. Take a look right there. They dump it down low. Landon able, that might have been Jackson, get a hand on that thing.
That's a couple times. Favor has made a good cut, but has been unable to catch it right at the rim. 6:27 left.
This is going to, offensively, this game is going to become a game as you come down the stretch of half-court possessions. Who can execute their sets the best in the half-court?
Max was looking for Jordan, who caught it, going back to work and scores.
Good job turning his body around. Coming down with that basketball. Understand he didn't just have to throw it up there. Came down with the basketball, didn't panic. Nice little kisser off the glass.
Good find by Gizzy as well as he adds another assist. Favor, shot fake, got Jordan in the air, and then another whistle comes in, and it's a pass. They're not in the 1-and-1 yet.
Who's that on?
I think it's KJ. It is. That's number 5. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure it's not a shot. We'll take it if you're a Forester fan, but
KJ out is big.
Yep.
He's done a real good job defending the post. The good news is Landon only has 2 fouls?
Correct. Favor not trying to shoot those threes as much here late in this game.
Oh, they got Jackson down low. That's tough. That's just a tough matchup for him.
Newhoff again right at the rim. He's got 20 now to go along with 4 rebounds. Got to keep executing if you're HU. Gizzy bounces it to Smith, who was blocked by Favor. Grayson had it taken away by
Good
JP.
job, JP.
Jackson going right to the rim, and an offensive foul call. Corey is not pleased about that one.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough one. As he comes right here, he's moving his feet, but he does dip his shoulder down a little bit.
49-48, it's a 16 foul on the Foresters as well, so the next one will have them in the 1-and-1.
And you got to give Spring Arbor credit right there. I mean, there's a turnover at half court. Usually those end in layups on the other end, but able to take the charge and get it back, get the basketball back.
That's what we mean, though. Huntington has won a lot of different ways this year. This would be very different than many of the games we've seen. Grayson against Gizzy, fouled, and a 3-point chance for Grayson at the line.
Yeah, great job by Grayson. Once again, be able to get downhill. It's a good call. Just a physical play by him.
A chance to go up 2 as Grayson's at the line. 79.6% on the season as he now has 7 points. Sparks going to check in. Smith will come out. This is just the game you just miss Roman Brouvier so much.
No doubt. But once again, you've said it. They find multiple ways to win. They got to find one here today.
Yep. So 5 minutes left. At the next break, we'll have our last media timeout.
And I think this may be the lineup that they end up going with the rest of the way.
Drew working off the screen from Landon. Jackson drives into the lane, finds a cutting Sparks who ties it.
Good job by Jackson. Spark timing that up just right. Lay it off, get the easy layup.
So Sparks with a rare field goal today, now has 12 points. Right behind Goodline, who has 15.
Call those screens out.
Grayson. Newhoff. Battle of the bigs. Blocked by Jordan. Loose ball to Favor. Got Jordan in the air and a 3-point opportunity again.
It's just such good defense. Good job by Landon. There's those loose balls. Got to be able to come up with them. So great job by Spring Arbor. They're battling just as hard.
A 2-point lead when we come back for Spring Arbor. 4:29 left in the game.
I've been interested in animation since I was really young. Animated movies have always been my favorite.
Heard about it from my dad. He had saw that they're having an animation camp. I told him that I want to go.
So my photography made me interested in working with cameras, and that's what I want to do.
It was a camp that had so much to offer, like everything I was interested in, it was being taught here and stuff.
The knowledge of animation, how it works, and getting better at it so I can pursue my future career.
And I've always just kind of been interested in this for so long, it was like I couldn't really pass it up. And I have learned those things, like professional things, things that I would not be able to do at home.
Some of my favorite experiences were just getting out and talking to people with similar interests, people who are passionate with the same thing that you're passionate with.
53-51, 4:30 left in the game. It'll be a free throw from Dante Favor when we get back to action. And you're not quite in the danger zone yet, but you can tell the arena is a little tense right now for these Forester fans.
Yeah, this has been a hard-fought ball game both ways. Favor to pick up the three-point play. Seems like every possession, every basket is of the utmost importance as we get close to moving under that 4-minute mark.
So Favor will have a free throw. 66% on the year. You gotta block out. Every single little thing you've been taught to do your entire basketball life needs to happen this last 4:30. Favor knocks in the free throw, and it's a 3-point lead for Spring Arbor.
Got to be able to execute offensively in your sets, the multiple sets that Huntington runs. What will Coach Alford go to down the stretch?
Izzy, the primary ball handler, finds Lane Sparks. Didn't quite have the handle. Jackson Paul fell down. Loose ball. Again, Spring Arbor gets the 50-50 ball. Huntington has not got enough of those 50-50 balls today to win this one yet.
Yeah, just got to settle in, get a stop, one stop at a time, one moment at a time.
Grayson looked like he traveled, and they did finally get it. That was about the most obvious call. And the ref behind him is the one that called it, not the one right here in front of us. 3-point lead for Spring Arbor. You said sit down, get a stop. They did.
Yep. All right, just moved under that 4-minute mark right now. This is when it comes down to crunch time. Got to be able to execute your offense. No need to panic.
Good line, trying to tie it in and out in favor there to collect. Pretty good look by Drew, just couldn't find the bottom.
And a good look by Drew, like you said, and those are the kind of shots that he didn't hesitate whatsoever. 10
That's
seconds.
a 10-second
Wow.
call. How does that happen?
Wow.
That is unbelievable.
But these are the times when every mistake is of the utmost importance. These are the time that Huntington has to execute and take advantage of these mistakes.
So they'll kind of get a second chance here on the possession. Izzy, when he comes up with some big shots for this team, late in games. Forster setting up a play. Jackson Paul, mid-range jumper, strong again.
And that's a good look. I mean, that's a good look. He's got to knock it down. Once again, it comes back to taking advantage, and Forster's haven't been able to do that.
So it's a full timeout, and it's Spring Arbor's basketball. As actually, it's just going to be, well, they said 30 here on the court, but they're going to make it a full. We'll just go ahead and stick here. Take a look at some of these replays in the game. This is the traveling call the last time on Grayson. The thing, though, Joe, Huntington has had back-to-back great looks, and neither one of them dropped.
Yeah, you got to get those drops. You go back to when Jackson made the steal at half court, and then Spring Arbor was able to defend that and take the charge right there. That should have been 2 points right there. And then you get the 10-second call by Spring Arbor, just a cheapie, as they like to say. And then once again, Huntington doesn't take advantage of that either. Those are the little things that make the difference. However, 54-51 ball game, still 3:10 left. There's a lot of basketball left to play. You start to feel a little bit of that momentum shift going back towards Spring Arbor. They're starting to sense that there might be some blood in the water right now. So Huntington's going to have to do a great job defending on this end and then capturing that momentum back down the stretch.
54-51, not the game that you'd expect from the Foresters, but as we talked about it over and over again, this is exactly what Spring Arbor wants you to do, play at their pace. And quite frankly, Joe, they've made Huntington do that all afternoon. There's been no easy buckets for HU.
Yeah, no doubt. And then the fact is that Sparks has just had a hard time getting going today, but once again, you never know who it'll be. That's the flexibility of the Huntington Foresters, is that at any point, any one of these guys can make it happen on the offensive end.
First, they got to get it done on defense. 3:10 left in the game. Robertson flips it over to Favor. Grayson being guarded by Gizzy. The matchup to watch the rest of the way.
Yeah, that's a matchup. Those are two pit bulls going at it right now.
Favor looking to dump it into Newhoff. A little bit of a push off and scores it anyways over the top of Sparks. 5-point lead, less than 3 minutes left. Drew Goodline searching for an option. Spring Arbor says everything covered up right now.
Yep.
Goodline to the rim, finds Jordan, who turns and is fouled. Going to be on Travis Grayson. That's his third. And Kamani Smith, before the second free throw, will come in.
And that's the thing right here, is that you know that Spring Arbor is going to really dig in what they take pride in, and that's the defensive side of the ball. This is when Huntington can't panic, can't press the panic button, and they've got to execute extraordinarily down the stretch within their sets offensively.
So Smith came in for Sparks, a defensive switch. Smith has got some of that size against some of the bigs of Spring Arbor. Jordan knocks in both. Big shots. Both teams in the double bonus the rest of the way.
Yeah, picking up a little full court pressure here.
Good catch by Robertson. And Gizzy's going to try to pressure him the whole way up the court. Grayson gets the handoff. Starting their offense from a long ways from the basket.
Yeah.
Favor puts it on the floor, bounce it, great catch by Newhoff, and the cut right back to Favor, who scored 2 straight buckets.
That's a really nice cut.
And Huntington needs a timeout, and they're officially on the ropes right now, down 5 with 2 minutes left.
Be interesting to see what the Foresters draw up. Corey does a really good job out of the timeouts right here. What do they want to do? Do they want to try to draw something up to hit a 3, take the chances on shooting a 3, or draw something up where you get a cross screen, dump it into Landon Jordan, see if you can get an easy bucket from him.
See this pass from Newhoff here. Smith just lost on that cut by Faber. The initial catch by Newhoff was amazing. He just almost one hand grabbed the ball with his left hand and then made that pass to Faber, who's got 4 straight. He really hadn't been a factor in this game. Take a look at some of the overall stats as players go. Newhoff has 20 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, those 2 fouls. Robertson with 12 and 8. Faber's got a double-double now with 10 and 10. And then it's 8 and 8 for Rixey and Grayson. Huntington is led by Goodline with 15. Sparks just 3 of 11, 12.6 rebounds. Landon Jordan with 12 and 8. He's only missed 1 shot. JP with 8. Kamani Smith has 1. And then Max Gizzi has 5 points. I'm kind of a fan of looking to get an open 3 here. So you can continue to think about, even if they miss 1 free throw later in the game, keeps it 1 possession. I don't know. I think you obviously get the best shot because there's still plenty of time left.
There's plenty of time. It's like you said, it depends on what look are you trying to get. If you have the dump in, take it. I think you're going to see him draw up and go to a couple different ways, maybe potentially look through a 3 right away. If it's not there, then look for the dump into Landon Jordan. Let's see what we got.
5th year of college basketball, has it in his hands. Sparks drives to his right and was blocked, and again a late whistle.
It's late, but that's a foul.
Now, who'd they call that on? It's on Newhoff, his 3rd. Take a look at this replay here. Yeah, it looks like he got him
right
on
at the
the
end.
arm.
Yeah, right at the end, late. That's the right call.
Sparks missed his last 2 free throws. Knocks in this one. 1 more coming for Lane. .150 left. Sparks to make it a 1-possession game.
1-possession game. You got to dig in right now.
A lot of offense-defense going on here between Smith and Sparks right now as well.
And I think what you're going to see Spring Arbor do is what they did last, is on the last possession with KJ out of the game, a lot of dump down into the low post and then look for that cutter.
Rixey gets it across. Grayson comes and takes control. 3-point game, Spring Arbor ahead. 15 on the shot clock, 1:30 in the game. Grayson against
Here comes
Gizzi.
the dump down. Here comes the dump down. No, good defense by Landon.
5 on the shot clock. Huntington's got to hold strong. Grayson, floater, left it short. Rebound, grabbed by Jordan.
Good defensive possession.
Got to have a basket here if you're the Foresters. Sparks on the bench. Good line. Spins baseline. Jordan was open for a moment. Has to reset. Just 12 on the shot clock.
I was going to say, take a timeout. They're a little bit disjointed right there. Get Sparks in the game. They're a little disjointed, out of rhythm. Take the timeout. Good timeout by Corey Alford.
So 1 minute left, 1:01, 13 on the shot clock. Lane Sparks coming back in. Still don't have to have a 3, Joe.
No.
But you do want a good look here, and you do probably have to have points of some sort if you still want to stick in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I liked what they drew up on the last play, and that was they try to get Sparks to the elbow, turn his back away from the basket, dump it down to him, then let him square, either shoot the jump shot or drive to the basket. On that one, he drove the basket, was able to get fouled and pick up the 2. So it'll be interesting to see what design Coach Corey Alford does right here in order to get that open look.
1:01 on the clock. Huntington down 3 against a stingy Spring Arbor team. Some other scores around the league. 46-34, IWU up on Mount Vernon, and 18-18 was St. Francis in Marion. 10 on the shot clock for HU. Sparks wrestling his way to it. Gizzi is going to shoot 2 free throws as they got Grayson with the blocking foul.
I mean, really surprised they didn't call a foul Sparks was getting held up. They were trying to run the exact same play that they ran earlier, getting Sparks the ball in the elbow, and he was just getting held up horribly. No call, but get the opportunity to get the free throw line with Gizzy.
So Gizzy, 90% free throw shooter, has a chance to cut this lead to 1. And the good news is there's enough time for HU to still play defense down on this end.
You don't need a foul.
Gizzy misses the first. Just been a few misses by guys that don't miss many today in big spots.
That's all right. That one doesn't kill you. You need to make this one turn it into a 2-point ball game.
Max to do just that.
There you go. Now you just got to play defense.
Again, Smith in for Sparks.
How many timeouts do we have left, Preston?
Looks like 1 for Huntington, 2 for Spring Arbor. Favor gets it in. Grayson and Gizzy going to battle all the way to the half-court line. Don't want to reach if you're Max. At least make them miss a shot here. Max doing a great job sticking with Travis. Running through every screen. Favor, big 3, way off the mark. Huntington's got
plenty of time. Easy.
Good line. Lost possession for a moment. They can come and review that, and I think they're going to, as the Spring Arbor bench thinks it was off of good line. So they're going to come take a look at that last play.
Take a look here.
So it looks like the truck has things ready for them as the refs are going to come look at this. We'll fire that up, and I can't quite tell on our small screen here. I'm sure we'll show it on the broadcast here in a moment. But man, if this goes Spring Arbor's way, now you do have to go ahead and play the foul game. What do you think, Joe? Any idea?
I haven't really seen it. The camera angle's on the other side, which may be good for. It looks like they put.
I think they've already made a decision here at the bench. It's going to be Spring Arbor's ball. Can we show that replay on the broadcast? Here it is.
Yeah, it looks like it might have went off of Drew's foot.
So Huntington turns it over. I kind of was surprised they did not call a timeout there and at least get Sparks in the game as well, down 2.
Yeah. Definitely going to have to foul. I think the earlier you foul, the better. Look for a quick steal, but the earlier that you foul, the better. You want to extend this game out as much as you can.
And if you're looking to foul, take a look at some of the players on the court. Grayson's 80%. Rixey's 87. Robertson's only 64. Favor's only 66. And Newhoff is not a great free throw shooter either. So you try to get one of those 3 at the bottom. Man, for a team that just doesn't turn it over that often, a couple of costly ones in the
right down
second
the stretch,
half.
and you have the opportunity to get a great stop defensively. Made him shoot off-balance shot right near the end of the shot clock and get a great stop. And it was almost one of those where they needed to slow the pace down, but got trapped in that corner over there.
And Huntington has shot 22 free throws. They've missed 5 of them. 2 in a row by Sparks earlier in this half. Gizzy missed 1. Just a little out of the routine for Huntington today.
Yeah, you get in these tight ball games like this. Those are all the little things that make the difference. Landon had a 1-and-1 early. The opportunity missed that front end, and so those misses from the charity stripe always cost you. But hey, a lot of basketball left to be played right here.
Not only that, but still, there's only 8 fouls on Huntington, so it is a 1-and-1 scenario.
Yep.
So if you foul the right guy, he misses the first, you still got a really good opportunity. You don't want to foul Rixey, and you don't want to foul Grayson. You'd probably live with Cottingham. He hasn't played a ton this year, so he hasn't been in these situations throughout the season.
I think you face guard everything right here.
This is where the size of Landon Jordan can cause issues getting this ball inbounds as well.
Yeah.
Robertson who will trigger it.
Try to do a little back screen here and try to hit a long one. Someone's going to go deep right here. Got to be able to cover that so you don't give it a quick layup. There goes your back screen. There's a long one. Nothing's there.
Nothing yet, and another timeout call. That's their last one now. So they got to go back to the drawing board.
They've got a timeout on the floor. This is
So both teams down to 1 timeout. Excuse me, I don't think, yeah, Spring Arbor doesn't have any left.
They don't have any left, yeah.
Huntington's got 1.
You know, I like the idea, like you said, you put long, lengthy Landon Jordan on the ball, make it difficult for the inbounder to be able to get that ball in. But let's see what they go back to here. You're going to get that back screen, and I always worry when you face guard, that long pass can result a lot of times into an easy layup.
We'll see what they go to. A little more spread out this time. Newhoff will go and catch it. That's the guy to foul if you can get him. I'm not exactly sure. Oh. And a foul comes in late. Newhoff is a significantly worse free throw shooter than Robertson. Maybe they wanted to trap once and then foul.
Yeah.
Robertson's still only 63% on the year.
Get Sparks back in the game.
Got to block out.
Got to say, just getting ready to say, stole the words out of my mouth. Do the little things right. Now get a body on Newhoff. Don't, with his size, don't allow him to push you underneath the basket. All you got to do is hold your ground.
Robertson's first is good. Still a 1-possession game. Got to start thinking 3 here soon if you're Huntington, though.
Yeah. Big box out first. Big box out first.
Perfect on the pair. 23 seconds left. Huntington's got to go quick. Gizzy will push it ahead. Drew Goodline, 15 on the shot clock. Ball's away, 3-pointer, short. Loose ball, Favor, up ahead, and Newhoff is going to put this one away. Big win for Spring Arbor and Huntington today, as JP will try to make it a 3-point game. Sparks puts it back, but still a 4-point lead, and just not enough for Huntington this afternoon as Spring Arbor comes in, and a big resume boosting win for them today.
Yeah, they played like their back was up against the wall to be able to get into the national tournament, but that just shows you the depth of the Crossroads League right there, that those two teams are as similar as they possibly can be, and there was just an all-around dogfight.
Well, Huntington drops this one, still 20-6 on the season, but that does switch a few things up because now St. Francis is still alive for the 3 seed in the conference, and Huntington right now they sit at 3, but that could end up shifting them to the 4 spot. So it just depends on how the rest of the season goes for the Foresters. And for Spring Arbor, that's a massive win for them here this afternoon as they continue to work closer to the national tournament. Coach Corey Alford here to talk to us following the game here this afternoon. Coach, just a tough team to play. They slowed things down today and really played their style of basketball in that second half. What allowed them to come away with the victory here today?
Yeah, I thought we played soft and selfish. I thought we tried to play physical, tried to get stops, but sometimes shots aren't going to fall. And when that happens, you've got to stay together. You've got to stay confident. And we didn't have that tonight. I didn't like the life on the bench. I didn't like how we sprinted to huddles. I didn't like the team talk, the self-talk. None of it was good tonight. So it was similar to games earlier in November, and I thought we had learned those lessons. I thought we had learned how to respond to big games. I thought we had learned how to respond to adversity in games where we don't make shots. Tonight we did not. So extremely disappointed all around.
Coach, what is the lesson learned as you get down to near the end of the game, and offensively you just got to be able to execute? You had some opportunities there with the steal that Jackson had, and he ended up taking the charge, and then you got the 10-second call, and you weren't able to convert on any of those things. What do you have to do in order to make those buckets when it really counts down the stretch?
Yeah, to me a lot of that is confidence. I thought for the most part second half I thought we executed when we called a set. But we weren't playing free enough and we weren't playing confident enough to actually make the shot. And we talked about Lane at halftime. I thought we could get him going, but wasn't his night. We missed free throws down the stretch, but 1 for 10 from 3 in that second half. With how good of a defensive team they are, it's going to make it pretty tough on us.
All right, Coach, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next weekend. Coach Corey Alford Joining us for the post-game interview, Joe. We're now 1-2 on the broadcast, so it's been a little up and down for us. It's a tough one here today, but still a great basketball game. And for Spring Arbor, I guess if you want to look at any positives, that keeps them in the quad 1, so it doesn't necessarily hurt you. You're still 20-6. Take care of business, finish the regular season 22-6, and you're still in a really good spot.
Yeah, and you got to finish strong. You got these 2 games. You got to finish strong the regular season, and then you're right in the hunt for a conference championship. You know, you start looking at these teams. There's not a single team on the schedule that Foresters haven't beat. Right. So you get in that conference, it's up in the air, and then hopefully make a good, solid run there. And once again, you bring that national tournament back into play. Hope to get a couple of those games here at Platt Arena.
All right, Joe. Well, thank you so much for joining
thank you.
us
Enjoyed
here
it.
today.
Love to get a W, but man, I always enjoy being with you, Preston.
Yeah, we hope to maybe just keep this going. We'll see how long we can keep it going until they kick us off.
That's right. They throw us out of here.
Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in.
Grab us by the belt buckle and throw them out of here.
Thank you for tuning in. Huntington's back in action. Taylor on Wednesday night, and then back home against Goshen, and then they will start conference play here at home in a few weeks. Thank you, everyone, back in the studio for your work, shorthanded today, and we'll see you next time on FTN Sports.